So, good evening, Mr. Manson. I have some questions for you in our interview today. Alright, so could you please describe your childhood?
Well, I was born in 1934 in Cincinnati, Ohio, and my mom was an alcoholic, and I never knew my real dad. And when my mom got divorced to my dad, I was sent to a boys' school in Washington, D.C., and I ended up getting away from there and running back home. But my mom didn't want anything to do with me after that, and I just lived on the streets for a while, stole stuff. That's about it.
So, looking back, are there specific events that you can remember that have contributed to you committing these crimes?
When I first started doing the robberies and stuff, yeah, it was probably when it started. Things got pretty bad after I got caught stealing a bike and was sent to this juvie center in Indianapolis. And I got caught right again afterwards. And ever since then, I guess. I managed to escape again too with a couple of guys, and we stole a car.
Alright. So, did you have early indicators of a murderer, obsession to start fires, animal cruelty, or bedwetting at an unacceptable age?
No, I can't say I did. I did steal a lot of stuff though.
On to your education. What is the highest level of education that you received?
I'm not really sure about that. I definitely didn't graduate from any high school. And don't think I went to any college. To be honest with you, I don't even think I made it past the 7th grade.
Can you give me a brief description of your work history?
Well, I don't know if you'd consider a robber, cult leader, pimp, but work history.
Alright, so as for your relationships, prior to the murders, would you say you had a healthy social life?
Yeah, no.
Okay, so were you married with children? Did you live alone?
Yeah, no. I was. Twice actually. I married Rosalie in 55 and we had one kid, my son Charles Manson Jr. And I was in jail at the time of his birth though. We got divorced sometime after that. I got married to Leona in 1959, a year after my divorce. That got me out of a 10-year sentence, I think it was. Even though I had to serve the time for breaking the parole.
So, did you have many friends?
I had my friends in the cult.
Okay. So, as for your killings, could you explain to me the first time that you killed?
The first man I killed was Gary Hinman. I convinced Bobby Buselli to stab him to death, and after that, my group and I killed 7 others. Shea, Folger, Fryowski, Parent, Sharon Tate Polanski, Sabring, and Lena and Rosemary LaBianca.
Why did you select them and how did it happen? What was your motivation?
My motivation behind it all was helter-skelter. We killed these people in particular because we knew that their deaths would get a lot of attention, publicity, and
How many people do you admit to killing?
I admit that we killed all 8 of those people.
Alright, criminal profilers believe that many serial killers leave a signature at the scene of the crime. Can you explain yours?
We usually left some kind of message written in blood, usually something like pig or just to show how we felt about society. They were all references to the White Album.
The Beatles album? That White Album?
Yeah, that's the one.
Can you describe how you were eventually captured?
A dormitory mate of Susan Atkins informed the LAPD that the family's involvement was in the crimes, and all the family members were arrested, even though they're in various states. And after a warrant for the rest was released.
What specific evidence led to your arrest?
I was arrested earlier after being found in a raid on a couple of ranches.
Alright, so did you eventually stand trial or did you take a plea bargain?
I wanted to defend myself, but they wouldn't let me, so I decided to carve an X in my forehead. Now it's a swastika.
Why would you X your forehead?
I was considered inadequate and incompetent to speak and defend myself, so I had to X myself from the established world.
Yeah. So you were charged with 7 counts of murder and 1 count of conspiracy. Were you given the death penalty or a life sentence?
Funny story, actually. I was sentenced to death along with the rest of the family.
And so what happened after that? That was my last one.
The death penalty was abolished in California the year after we were sentenced to death in '72, and turning a lot of our death penalties into just life sentences. Lucky, right?
Well, Mr. Manson, that's all the questions I have for you today.
It was a pleasure talking to you today.